Hey everybody, I'm Anne-Christine Diaz, Creativity Editor at Ad Age, and I'm here with...
I'm Alexandra Jardine, Associate Creativity Editor, and I'm coming to you from London.
I'm Ethan Sherwood, Associate Creativity Editor, coming to you from New York.
And I'm Jessica Wall, reporter, coming to you from Chicago. Hi, everybody.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. I think Ishan is on delay because he just had a baby. But thanks for joining us. Welcome to our favorite part of the week, Ad Age's Creativity Top 5 Live, where we look back at the best brand ideas of the week. Make sure to tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and we will give you a shout out. Also, feel free to tell us what you think about the work that we talk about today. So let's kick it off with you, Alex.
Hey, so at number 5 this week, it's Phyllis Smith, aka Phyllis from The Office, back in another webisode promoting Joann Fabrics. It's a campaign that we first saw in some ads during the holiday season, showing how Phyllis made time to feed her crafting habit even when she was working at home. And now she's back in a new film for the spring season, and it sees Phyllis trying her hand at wedding planning. So let's take a look at that.
Oh, hi, sweetheart.
Sorry, he got away from us.
Such a cute young couple. For a housewarming gift, I made them curtains for their bedroom. Trust me, they needed them. I just found out they had to postpone their wedding. Oh, well, what's the new plan?
Nothing, really. We had to cancel everything, so I guess we'll just settle for the courthouse.
Ooh, that's disgusting. Courthouse? I thought he said outhouse. So I thought I would throw him a classic spring Phyllis wedding. Hello, Rebecca. I've got a code purple. Well, maybe a lavender or a lilac. Please get here as soon as you can. Okay. Hello, Reverend. It's Phyllis here with another favor. I was wondering if I might be able to use the chapel again. No, not for another cat wedding. This time it's for a human wedding. I promise. There's nothing I love more than throwing an impromptu wedding, or baby shower, or birthday party, or retirement soiree, or game night. I just love throwing things.
I don't know about you guys. I can't get enough of her, and with Joann's specifically. It's like it just made the category so much better. Like, we never see great work from Michaels or, you know, this sort of thing. It's you get all you do is
Michael's
get
account.
yeah. Well, no, you get coupons in the mail or in your mailbox that you want to ditch. But this is just such a fresh way of promoting the brand and just seeing her brand of like overzealousness on anything, I just love it.
Yeah, the script is hilarious, and I like the way they do this sort of talking heads, which kind of recalls The Office as well, which obviously I've been obsessively watching. But she's so talented. She's really one of a kind.
And they
really
keep
captures
the
that
creepiness of
awkwardness
Phyllis
again.
in a certain way. Yeah. Go ahead, Ishan.
Oh yeah, that's it. It's got the Office awkwardness, right? And you're just like, I gotta keep watching this. I think I like it.
And you know, the really amazing thing about Phyllis is that when she was cast in The Office, she wasn't even an actor. She was just somebody that was in the casting session, but she was so good that they cast her.
Oh my God. I think we have to bring her in as a guest one day.
Definitely. And we should say that this campaign is by Where Eagles Dare.
Yes. And I think that's based somewhere in the Midwest, but it was a group of creatives that came from the fashion world, I believe. But yeah, I can't wait to see more episodes from that. So for our next one, Jessica, you want to tell us about that?
Sure.
Okay, everybody, that was a surprise to us. We often have work from Ryan Reynolds, so we asked Max, our producer, to create something for that, and he really went over the top with that one. He went above and beyond. Thanks, Max. That's awesome. Can we see that again?
Should have used a clip from Green Lantern there. I'm just saying, missed opportunity.
Oh, that was fantastic. Thank you, Max.
Yes.
Well, as you may have suspected, this is an ad from Maximum Effort, Ryan Reynolds ad agency. And this is for the brand High Key. Maybe we just need to watch this first and then discuss it, because it requires viewing. So let's take a look.
Yeah.
Hi, Mrs. Madsen. Want to buy some sugar from a stranger?
I know it's you, Sugar Panda.
What's a sugar panda? Oh, it sounds like a cool guy to do sugar with.
No, too much sugar is bad for you.
Come on. Because of those high-key cookies with no added sugar? I wouldn't even shove those up someone else's.
Sugar Panda? Sugar Panda, you okay, boo?
The heart stopped. I'm back now. So how many boxes can I put you down for?
None.
But I'm adorable.
You sure about that?
I have no idea. I have no control over my facial expressions.
Sugar is so sweet from my head to my feet.
You can't cancel me. I'm in everything.
Visit highkey.com.
So if you didn't recognize that voice, that would have been Ryan Reynolds himself playing a panda who is posing pretty much like a Girl Scout to sell, the idea of cookies. And the line of the story is High Key, is the not sugar cookie that the Girl Scout cookies are trying to be. Anyway, the whole thing is just very somewhat creepy yet endearing. I'm not really sure how to take him. I might have some nightmares about this character. But it's fun, and yeah, it's from Maximum Effort. What did you guys think?
Yeah. Is this reverse psychology? I guess it is. Does that kind of what is the strategy here? So they're definitely not targeting kids for sure.
Yeah, these are not, I don't think these are cookies that kids are going to want to eat. I haven't actually tried them yet, but from my understanding is they're low in sugar or not sugar. So maybe they're not for kids. I mean, it would be great if you could get kids to eat cookies that were low in sugar, but clearly after a different clientele, right?
Yeah. Yes. Well, clearly because of the drug jokes, the references, they're basically comparing sugar to drugs, right?
Yeah, I mean, the teeth in the nosebleed and the heart stopping, right? Like there's a little bit of Pulp Fiction in there.
Yeah. And then the falling teeth.
Right. It does make me think though, like it seems over the top, but then when you think about old school like sugar and cereal advertising, like literally the character was named Sugar Bear who like sold Golden Crisp cereal, right? And he just like showed up with like a giant spoonful of sugar, and like the cereal used to be called Sugar Crisp, and we just sort of expected like that kids would eat that, and it was fine, and like they'd go crazy, you know. So I don't know, maybe this isn't too far afield. It was delicious. Yeah.
Golden Crisp, right? Isn't that what it is now?
Which means, how are these cookies?
I don't know. Has anybody tried them?
There's somebody at the door. Oh, no Sugar Panda. No Sugar Panda. I don't want your sugar. Look what I have.
Wow.
I actually have some high key. So look at this, everybody. This is the package. They're mini cookies, 1 gram of net carbs. So should I try them? I will try them.
Yeah, use them right now.
Okay, they feel a little weird in my fingers, like the crumbs are sticking. And they're this small. Okay. Ah. Mm. Yeah. Mm. They're interesting. I mean, the mouthfeel is it's kind of waxy. It's definitely not like Chips Ahoy or Oreo. There's this lingering sensation of grease. Oh yeah, Leah. Thank you, Leah. Exactly. They are oily. So yeah, I feel the cookie lingering on my tongue a little bit.
So you can eat fewer of them. That's how they have fewer carbs.
Yeah.
Just always in your mouth.
Yeah. And
do you think the name high key is a clue to anything?
Yeah. No, apparently there is no cannabis in these, unfortunately to some. high keto, I guess. Keto? But yeah, they're definitely not, they taste good, but they're definitely not something that I'd want to just sit and like eat a whole bag of while I'm binge watching something. So maybe that's a good thing. I don't know. The texture leaves much to be desired. But in terms of the branding, which I guess which is the point of this, I feel like it is a good way to get the brand's name out there. So it's a matter of if you like that greasy feeling of cookie lingering in your mouth, or if that's just the texture you like. I don't know. I can send you guys some if you want.
But I guess the question is Sugar Panda creepy? I personally find him creepy. And does that work?
Yes. So viewers, what do you think? I think somebody said cringy in the comments.
Yeah, do you think he's disturbing or fun?
Yeah, do we want more Sugar Panda? Trix Bunny like. Oh, I guess Trix Bunny is a little creepy too, right?
I mean, most cereal mascots are pretty creepy.
Yeah. Are there any cute ones? Yeah, Tony the Tiger is creepy. Is he still around?
No, I think they got rid of him.
He's still around. He's still around. And the leprechaun's not creepy for Lucky Charms.
Oh my God, leprechauns are totally creepy.
I find him really creepy. And Tony the Tiger should put on some pants.
All right, this is getting way off topic.
Okay.
Not that I mind.
Let's get back to the top 5.
All right, so before we get on to number 3, we got some shout outs. We have Leah from New York, Samantha from Colorado, Miranda from New Jersey, Pablo from Ecuador, Linda from Brazil, Gustavo from Portugal, Aiden from Toronto, and Vito from New Jersey. Hey everyone, and let us know where you are watching from. Throw it in the comments and we'll give you a little shout out. All right, so number 3. My favorite, as everyone knows, Fearless Girl's back. It was the 4th anniversary of Fearless Girl. If you recall, in 2017, she showed up unexpectedly in the middle of the night. And then for the next 18 months proceeded to win every single advertising industry award it was possible to get. And then she got moved to a different location. But now in this new location, there's, as you can see, a new sculpture set up with broken glass, which of course is a reference to the glass ceiling, which has in many instances been shattered. Kamala Harris, just one of the people that McCann wanted to sort of honor with this. There's a placard They like to do the placards with Fearless Girl. It says, today's broken ceilings are tomorrow's stepping stones.
So I think there's a film, Max,
Hey, look
in
at
the
it.
back. Could you pull that up? So that was State Street Global Advisors' latest move. And I think it's testament to how enduring the Fearless Girl symbol has become and how kind of versatile, that symbol it has become in terms of addressing various things. Like we saw her donning a lace collar when RBG passed away, for example, and then they put a mask on her for a safety message during the pandemic. So it's interesting how, like, since she's so prominent in people's minds still, she can continue to convey these messages. But Ishan, I'm interested in hearing your thoughts, since you were kind of Fearless Girl wasn't your favorite thing, but
I'm on the record as not particularly liking Fearless Girl. But I think one of the things that I thought when she first came out was that eventually she would probably become sort of this like enduring image that is divested from her not original intent, but from sort of the things I didn't like about her in the first place. And now you can see even from this film, like, it doesn't need to say, hey, here's Fearless Girl, do you remember her and what she was here for? You just show her and everyone knows. Like, there's no context needed. And like, I mean, you look at this image of like her with the glass around her, and honestly, it does look a little bit like, I don't know, a scene from the Avengers where she just goes like hands on her hips and like there's just sort of rubble everywhere, and it looks cool, and I will absolutely admit that.
Yeah. And I love how it just builds on the message. This glass ceiling. It kind of reminds me of, that moment when during the previous election, when you heard about Hillary Clinton, for example, having this kind of fake glass ceiling that would have shattered. And there was, like, oh, but, we've seen that shattering literally happen this past year with Kamala Harris becoming vice president. So that was a nice message there. What do you guys think of it, Jessica and Alex?
I like the continuation of the story in some ways. I do wonder, what could be next? What would they do after this? If there's anything else they would do. Oh yeah, Leah says it would be cool to add more girls to show solidarity. So there are different things that maybe could happen to take it a little bit further.
I think it's versatile enough to have, ways of reinventing it, perhaps every International Women's Day or every time there's some kind of significant event around feminism or the progress of women. I think it's, as you say, very versatile.
Yeah. And there is a point where sometimes these things can get a little tired, but this one doesn't feel tired to me. Like it really took the idea further. So
she's really become a platform, which I think State Street McCann has done a good job of capitalizing on and using in a way that doesn't make us tired and does continue to seem relevant.
Yeah. So in time for International Women's Day, we saw a bunch of messages from brands, and there was a really nice one from Nike as well. Can we take a look at that?
It's not magic. Yeah, we can make things float, make something appear out of absolutely nothing. But even the greatest magicians worked at that trick. It's not magic. It's organic. From the curl in our hair to the tip of our toes, the sway of our hips and the joy of our smile. We give our blood, sweat, and tears to be our very best. Even when the world tells us it's never going to be enough.
Catseed causes controversy.
We got that thing. That hooping, soccer playing, game changing, oh so resilient, double A outing, butterfly stroking thing. We worked for all this.
Always been a catalyst for change.
You thought history just made itself? Nah, baby, this ain't magic. This is the real thing.
I love that Nike took this opportunity to, send this message out in support of Black women and acknowledging all the efforts that they put, not just in the field or on the courts, but this is everywhere in politics, in outer space. So I just thought that was a really strong piece. What do you guys think?
I love the reframing. When the phrase Black Girl Magic started to get popular a few years ago, I was sort of two minds about it, right? Like one, like it's very positive imagery, so that's good. But at the same time, like it sort of undermines the amount of effort that it actually takes to do all these things. And so it's nice to see that like now there's just a progression on it, right? Like it's not bad to say Black Girl Magic, but like let's be very honest that like it takes so much work and effort and overcoming obstacles constantly in order to achieve these things. So yeah, I think it's really cool.
Yeah. And one of the creatives on that was Jordan Dinwiddie, who was one of the editors for a creative excellence series we did for Black History Month. And she had also done this fantastic spot featuring LeBron James for Nike as well. So just more awesome work from Jordan. So shout out to you, Jordan. And we actually have more shout outs to our audience. We have Chris from Kansas, Kathleen from Illinois, Arkham from Russia, and Yunjing from Pennsylvania. Hey guys. Oh, and Julia from Toronto. Thanks for joining us. So speaking of International Women's Day, we had some things that didn't work out so well. Jessica, why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, so International Women's Day started out strong. You can definitely read about some of the highlights on adage.com, but one that got probably the most attention is this work from Burger King with the line, "Women belong in the kitchen." The whole ad goes on to talk about pushing women into, wanting women to have more chef roles and head chef roles and scholarships for that. But of course, the line got taken very literally and was taken out of context when Burger King UK tweeted just the "women belong in the kitchen" line in isolation of a copy. So it really blew up in the wrong way for Burger King. People were furious. And it's one of those things, we talk so often about the work from Burger King. This was from David Miami, I think, if I remember correctly. It's been a long week. We talk so much about the creativity coming out of Burger King and its various agencies that it's rare when they miss the mark, and they missed it in a big, big way. So I'm sure everyone's been familiar with this. I'm curious what people thought of it when they saw it on social media this week. You can let us know in the comments. One agency called Hunt Gather actually decided to flip this on its head and came up with some Burger Queen merch. I don't know if we have an image of that we could show you. Our colleague Eileen Liffring wrote about this earlier this week. But they took the idea and flipped it on its head and decided to raise some money for programs for girls. So yeah, have it her way instead of have it your way. They took all the Burger King messaging and said women belong wherever the F they want. And using very similar, the font that Burger King has started to use recently. So, this was a tough one. Burger King has such a track record of doing unique things, and here it just seemed really like this wasn't thought through.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard because its intentions were good, because there were all these things, that wasn't the idea that they were trying to promote. Yet the way they wanted to hook audiences' attention wasn't the right way, right? So it's just a lesson in social media that brands have to tread very, very carefully and like you said, think things through a little better. Eileen actually pulled together a story looking at how brands should operate these days, especially since so much is going out like on social media. People are reacting even, I guess, more fervently in the past year even.
Right. And you think about campaigns, you think about the work that goes into something like a TV campaign, a Super Bowl ad. There's lots of copy testing and consumer testing and all of that before it goes out there. And at least raises the question about social media. What testing is done ahead of time before these things get put out? Do you run this by a group of women at the agency, at the brand? This kind of shows that you probably should. Now, we don't know what happened behind the scenes at Burger King. Let's just be clear.
Yeah.
But there are women creatives who work on that account. There's a woman CMO at Burger King US. I mean, there are people that presumably took a look at this and thought the full message was clear. But when it wasn't the full message, it was very clearly lambasted.
Yeah, and anyone who spends time on social media at the moment knows that it's such a sensitive issue around misogyny. There's a lot of kind of suppressed rage around women at the moment with everything that's going on in the pandemic, and it just takes one little thing to set it off and go viral.
Yeah, that's a great point. So moving on from that, we have another campaign that was in time for International Women's Day, but also ahead of Mother's Day in the UK. Alex, can you tell us about that?
Yeah, sure. So this comes from Maltesers, which is a Mars Wrigley candy brand. We've seen a number of breastfeeding-focused ads recently from Frida Mom and Tommy Tippy, and this is another one which is talking about women's breastfeeding struggles, as well as mothers' mental health. Let's take a look at one of the spots.
Oh, Molly, is it that bad? This one's bad, but this one... Not after that display.
So there's a couple of spots here. They're made by AMV BBDO, and there's other elements to the campaign as well. In fact, I just had a news story come through today about a social element they're doing, which is called the Massive Overshare, where they're encouraging new mums to talk about what's bothering them, and then they're going to put some of those quotes onto billboards. So there's a whole campaign, and there's a lot about mothers' mental health at the moment. And I also thought this was very timely in that it came out on Monday, the same day after the Meghan Markle Oprah interview where she was talking about her mental health during her pregnancy.
I love that a candy brand is doing that. Have we seen that in the US, Jessica? What's struck me about this is, sure, we're seeing this opening up of discussions within categories that are specific to moms and parents, but a candy brand, it's really interesting to me.
Yeah, I like seeing a brand that's not endemic to the category of things women buy for motherhood take this on.
Although you can say
you do buy chocolate.
Although, yeah. let's be real.
You need chocolate.
Candy is important. Chocolate is important.
But they have been doing a lot of advertising, which is quite sort of inclusive in recent years. They did one about disability a couple of years ago. So it's not totally out of the blue for them.
Oh, that's cool.
Have they done Mother's Day ads before, Alex, that you can remember?
Not that I can recall, but possibly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought that was awesome. And following spots like Frida Mom and Tommy Tippy, it was pretty refreshing. I'd love to see that conversation continue.
Yeah, and it's lighthearted as well. It's showing that you can talk about these things, but also be kind of humorous. And I think the whole campaign is something about the light and the dark side, which is the light and the dark in Maltesers as well.
Yeah,
I suspect that these messages showing up for spots for brands that are not specifically related to like women's health represent like a slow normalization of the topic, right? I mean, we always see like Kit Kat is like, oh, hey, your job sucks, doesn't it? Because everyone's job sucks, right? Like that's a conversation that people expect to have and can relate to. And now it seems like this is now being put in a category of like everyone can relate to this, and it's not going to be off-putting to like crappy guys watching on a sofa. Or like if it is, who cares?
Yeah. Speaking of things that are getting normalized, you should Yeah. Tell us about our final one.
All right. So at number 1, Unilever is changing up some of its language. We talked a bit about sort of like changing the conversation around Black Girl Magic. Unilever wants to change the word normal in a spot from Spring Studio. So let's take a look.
It's normal for girls to be weaker than boys. Normal for guys to be told how real men should behave. For black girls to be suspended from school because of their hair. And for children to die from preventable diseases. It's normal to test on animals to assess safety. For plastic to pollute our oceans and for forests to be cut down. It's normal to be told what beautiful looks like. But is it normal? We say no. We won't accept a world where any of this is normal. So we're removing the word from our products and advertising to help build a more inclusive vision of beauty. But that's not enough. We won't just do less harm. We're committed to doing more good. We will enhance the lives of 1 billion people by taking action to improve health, hygiene, and well-being. Build body confidence. Champion inclusion. And fight for racial and gender equality. And we will protect and regenerate more of the planet than we use for our beauty products. That's 1.5 million hectares of land, forests, and oceans. Say no to normal. Say yes to positive beauty.
So many years ago, I was in a class and I had a teacher who was trying to be inclusive. And so she said the phrase, African Americans, Asian Americans, and normal Americans. And as you can see, the word normal can be othering when it is used in a context like that. So Unilever has sort of gone through all of its like packaging and the way that it describes a lot of its products. And like, for example, shampoo that used to say for normal to oily hair now just says, for daily use. Moving away from being like, hey, this, standard in the center, which is obviously like probably very white centric in most parts of the world, is normal, and everything else by definition then becomes abnormal.
Yeah, I thought it was really powerful that they just took this insight. They did a study on how people react to the word normal, and it actually makes certain people feel bad about themselves because their hair is a little oilier than other people or frizzier or whatever. So it was very cool that Unilever moved from that insight to this broader platform of just doing good in general and tackling all those things that we've considered normal, like animal testing or harming the environment, and making that not normal or removing that, basically.
The breadth of this is great. It's not just removing the word normal from the package. There's so much more to it, like you mentioned, and like they talk about in the video. And that's what I think is really interesting. It's not just one brand, right? Unilever could have just done this with Dove. Dove has been known for real beauty, and they could have done something just with Dove, but they went so much further to Vaseline and other things. So it's nice to see the breadth of this.
Yeah, and hopefully it'll be picked up by the whole category, and we won't have to talk about normal skin or normal hair anymore, because it has been so normal to talk about those things. And and I think you kind of get used to it. I'm sort of used to it now, but I remember being a teenage girl when you first start buying these things. You kind of think, well, do I have normal skin? I don't really know. And if I don't, then am I abnormal in some way?
Yeah. I mean, there were some, like, I think it was generally well accepted, this move, but there was some sort of opposition to it. Like, oh, does the word normal have to be canceled now? Like, but I think the sentiment is great. There are people who actually do react to this phrase. So it's a move in the right direction, I think. So if you guys want to check out all the winners, we're going to throw up a QR code. You could snap that and it'll take you straight to the page. And once again, thank you all for joining us this week. And we'll see you next Friday. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.